I remember the harsh glow of the fluorescent lights overhead in the surgical waiting room. They buzzed low, constant, almost like a broken hymn. My hands trembled, not from fear, but from holding too much back. Our son had been screaming in the back seat, panicked. I blew through red lights, braked too hard, carried him into the emergency room as if I were made of something stronger than flesh. It was his appendix. Time was against us. I called her on the way. Her voice was light, too light. She said she couldn't make it. She had plans. I've got tickets tonight. I have to go. I remember the way she laughed, so casual, so distant. I didn't respond. Just ended the call quietly and sat beneath the TV on the wall. I didn't mean to look up. I just needed noise, something to drown out the silence. A basketball game was on, Lakers versus Heat. That's when I saw her. Front row. Hair pulled back in that effortless, almost mocking way. Laughing again, but this time not with me. This time, with him. He sat beside her, wearing the same Rolex I'd gifted my best friend 5 years earlier. Jason. And that's when the air left my lungs, and something colder took its place.
Calm. Steady.
Focused. Emma and I were childhood sweethearts, neighbors since we were kids. We'd built our lives from the ground up, a business, a home, a family. Our son had been the center, the heartbeat. Or, at least, I believed he was. Jason wasn't just my co-founder. He was my closest friend, my son's godfather. Or so I thought. Betrayal doesn't always come with warning signs. Sometimes, it's as quiet as a shadow. I didn't yell. I didn't break down. I sat and watched the entire game. Every time the camera swung back to their seats, I absorbed every glance, every small touch, every moment she leaned into him the way she used to lean into me. When the doctor came out, he told me the surgery was a success. Our son was stable. That mattered more than anything. That's what kept me still for a time. 2 months. That's how long I planned without saying a word. I traced every step they took. She thought I didn't notice the longer showers, the extra yoga classes. He thought I didn't catch his new discomfort around me, the dodged glances in meetings, the stiff conversations. But I noticed everything. I tracked logins, bank accounts, calendar entries. I mapped out every transfer, every meeting, every lie. They thought they were subtle. But the thing about betrayal is, it sharpens the senses of the betrayed. I started with the business. Quietly moved shares. Shifted influence. Brought in a new partner I trusted completely. Rewrote the operating structure. On paper, Jason no longer mattered. Then I turned to the finances. Emma and I had a shared account, but she never paid attention to the secondary one. I began separating funds, not stealing, just untangling.
Preparing.
Next was the will. Betrayal has a way of forcing clarity. I sat down with a lawyer, restructured everything, custody, inheritance rights, all to protect my son. And then, on the day that once marked our vows, the final move began. She didn't remember. Naturally, she was at the spa. Jason was stuck at the office, working late. I traced her phone. They were holed up in a downtown hotel suite. I didn't burst in. Instead, I sent something. A message to Jason's wife, to the company board, to a key sponsor who funded their courtside tickets. Attached were time-stamped videos from that night and financial documents showing Jason had used company money to bankroll the whole thing. The fallout hit hard and fast. Jason was fired. His wife filed for divorce and took their son, Hoff. The board forced him out. The sponsor filed a fraud suit. And Emma, she returned to a house emptied of sound. I was already gone. Our son was with me. The house had been sold. The accounts were drained. The car she drove, which was leased in my name, was repossessed the very next day. She tried calling 27 times. I didn't pick up. Then she sent one last text. "You ruined me." I looked at it for a long time. Then I replied, "You did that the moment you chose courtside seats over your son's surgery." She wanted a meeting.
Closure, she said.
I agreed. When she walked in, she seemed smaller, not in size but in presence. Diminished.
She tried to cry.
I didn't stop her. She tried to explain. I didn't listen. She blamed stress, loneliness, the weight of marriage. I said nothing. Let the silence press down around her like gravity. Then, almost in a whisper, she asked, "Was this revenge?" I leaned in.
No, I said.
This was mercy. If it were revenge, your son would be calling another man dad by now. That broke her. Right there. In the middle of a crowded place. I got up and left her with a check. Now, every Sunday, my son and I walk to the park. He grips my hand tightly when we cross the road. Sometimes he asks about her. I tell him she used to love basketball, and that she made a mistake. He doesn't remember that night, the surgery, the sterile silence, the scream, or her laugh. But I do. That's the thing about betrayal. It echoes. But I don't flinch anymore. I learned something sitting in that hospital waiting room. The most powerful kind of response isn't rage. It's the quiet click of the line going dead, and the storm you build after.